blind pew here. If you have followed my previous transmissions, you will know that I am returning home after an epic journey to the center of the galaxy. Most recently, I've left the interesting Eagle Nebula and am now headed to the Omega Nebula, en route home, which you can see in the distance there. Note the unusual dense starfield very close to the nebula. As you can see from the galaxy map, I'm not very far from home. Just 5,000 light years away. Funny how I used to regard that as a massive distance before this trip, now it seems like nothing. Here you can see the very dense cluster of stars near to the Omega Nebula. It seems to be made up entirely of blue, perhaps B-class, stars. But unlike what we saw in my last transmission at the Eagle Nebula, not in any sort of regular formation. I'm now a bit closer to the nebula and you can really see the dense starfield ahead there. So, really very close to the nebula now. You can see the glorious coloration nicely from here. And now in supercross inside a system on the edge of the nebula. The coloration of this nebula seems very similar to the Eagle Nebula, perhaps slightly more subtle in its effect. We can also see the blue starfield beyond. I'll take a look at that shortly. So, here we are inside the nebula, and this is a fairly typical system here it seems, comprising only a star and no planets. I'm jumping around a bit in an attempt to find an interesting system in here. This is a bit better, some gas giants. Still, quite a beautiful vista out here. Nothing like this back home. Well worth the trip. Now then, approaching this Class 2 gas giant for a closer look. It seems to have two distinct regions to its rings. Getting in a bit closer to the rings, these are always a great sight. And now I'm inside the ring system. It's a nice ring. As you will know from previous transmissions, I am a sucker for these and especially like to view an unusual nebula from within them. In this case it's a particularly dense ring system, so I can't see much of the nebula. Still a fantastic sight though. I'm really not having much luck finding any undiscovered planets in this nebula. Congratulations to Commander Talon-Claw for this system. Hey, hang on, he has left this one undiscovered. He must be a true gentleman. Thanks very much, Commander Talon-Claw. It's just an icy body, but I do like to get my name on something in each nebula. And, as you know from previous transmissions, I'm getting quite adept at getting my name on the more boring planets. Of course, it's the so-called boring planets that we will be able to land on soon. So that's the Omega Nebula. Let's take a look at that nearby dense star field of blue, probably Class B, stars. Whoa. That is extremely bright. Looks like a Class B. Let's see what we have got in this system. Yep. It's a Class B, alright. And it's all discovered, worse luck. However, just look at the number of young T-Tauri stars in formation. This whole area is clearly an area of dense stellar creation. A stellar nursery, if you will. And despite the number odd systems in this area and despite a fair amount of searching, I never found an undiscovered system. Those cracks in the canopy really still look bad. I think I am just above 25% integrity, so it's good I'll be home soon. I've left the Omega Nebula now and am a bit further on. I've found another nebula broadly on my path home. The extremely imaginatively named Wreckage Nebula. Looks like a highly vividly colored one though. I do like these. Let's get in there and check it out.
4, 3, 2, 1, engage.
Yes, this one certainly is very highly colored. Just 4,600 light years from home, as you can see here. Trying to find some interesting planets inside the nebula.
Fuel scooping.
But once again, many systems have only stars. Aha, a ringed gas giant. Already discovered, of course. But what about the rocky moons? Okay, into the ring we go. Let's see if we can get a good view from in here. Fantastic. Yes, the deep red of the nebula can clearly be seen there through the mist of the ring. This should make for some fascinating views. You know, it's amazing. I've just checked my ship's log and it seems I set out on this journey around March-April time. That means I've been out here for 7 or 8 months. Incredible. I recall that just as I was leaving there was a new ship called the Vulture in development, but I left inhabited space before it was on the market. There have probably been quite a few changes in inhabited space since then. Hopefully it will not be too much of a culture shock. I may be a bit rusty. I have not had to dock in 8 months. Right. I've once again managed to find a discoverable rock out here in the nebula. It's a shame that I don't have the equipment available to land on this yet. Nevertheless, I'd like to get in close and take as good a look as we can at this stage. It will certainly be a great thing to land on a planet that bears your name as the first discoverer. Quite a few crater marks on this one. And a couple of absolutely massive impact marks out there to the top left and right. I must say, with the combination of that bright yellow sun, the vivid red orange of the nebula and this impact marked planet, it certainly is a superb view. Nothing like this back home. This is not too far away though. Worth a trip. I'll see if I can get an orbit around this one. Hopefully there will be some ship systems available soon that may make this a bit easier. There's that massive impact crater again. Wonder what happened there? Great. Enough orbiting. Time to head out. Wow. Just look at that backdrop. Absolutely amazing. Let's check the system map. So that's my name on one nondescript rocky moon then. A class 2 gas giant. Discovered by someone else of course. What about this though? Looks mildly interesting. Isn't there a paint job like this back home? Looks like someone has had the urban camo paint out all over this planet. Let's get in close again for a good look. Again, I imagine this would be a good planet to land on. Those icy markings to the right and top almost look like a partial pirate logo. Could be some pirate has buried his booty in this one. Treasure planet, indeed. Taking the opportunity to check out the ship systems. Not great. On the other hand, not disastrous either. May as well switch the unnecessary systems off again. There was no one in this nebula as I had feared there might be. I guess I'll need to enable it all again as I get within 1000 light years of home. As you can see from T Galaxy map, there is not far to go now. And there is home, the so-called bubble. Likely I'll go straight into Empire space given how much the Federation had come to despise me when I left. Well, it is a real truism. It is cold in space. And with the thrusters turned off and only the silence of space, somewhat lonely as well. I'll miss being out here, but in many ways I'm looking forward to getting home. Pushing on now, in an attempt to head home soon. I've just stopped here as this planet looks like it might be a terraforming candidate. Clearly not an Earth-like with its relative lack of blue, but close and in a system with the right sort of star. Must take a closer look. Now this is an Earth-like world that was on my path home. Quite a good looking one as well. I particularly like the look of the icy tundra region over on the top left there. Undiscovered as well, so should bear my name soon. Lovely. Indigenous life too. Okay, we have reached a real milestone here. Look up there in the far distance. I think that is Barnard's Loop. As you know, it's visible from Sol, so I am now officially near to home. Just over 3,000 light years away according to the galaxy map here. Oh dear. Oh no. I've jumped into a tricky situation here. I've landed right between two stars in a binary orbit.
Warning, temperature critical.
Heat levels are increasing.
Frameshift drive charging.
No, jumping out will just make things worse. I need to get some distance before I overheat. Temperature is reaching critical levels. Phew, that was close. Looks like just these two binary stars and a third star off in the distance in this system. No planets. It must be said, the binary yellow and red do look quite majestic. Hey. Hang on, what is that? Oh, I've lost it. Ah, there it is. I can't quite believe my eyes. This is the first sign of life I have seen in 8 months of traveling. Is it some system glitch? Not sure I'd believe this. Let's check the system panel. Yep, there it is. My systems are, in fact, picking it up. This is unbelievable. I know that I am approaching home, but I thought that I was still around 3,000 light years away. I'm doubting myself. Perhaps I've traveled nearer to home than I thought. Let's check the galaxy map. Nope. It's right. Still 3,000 light years away. This needs further investigation. There it is. Some sort of destroyed ship. It's in a lot of pieces. Must have been an explosion. Not sure what would have caused it. I guess the most likely explanation is they got caught between the stars and overheated to critical levels. I need to put my lights on to take a good look. No, wrong button, that is landing gear. Nope, that is silent running. I'm embarrassing myself now. The 8 months of exploration, long lack of practice with certain functions, combined with a change in control systems clearly means that I am very, very rusty at operating some things. I'll need to be careful about that when I get home. Okay, the lights are on now. I'll need to be careful not to crash into the wreckage before my shields recharge. Not sure exactly what type of ship this is. Looks familiar though. Not alien. I'll try and take a look at one of the larger pieces of wreckage. That may give us a better clue.
Shields online.
Ah, yes. My guess is that this is an asp. Just like our ship. That would make sense. The Asp Explorer is one of the more likely ships to be seen outside inhabited space. I'm still surprised to have found it this far out though. Well, I suppose this is a poignant reminder to all us explorers that whilst visiting the far wonders of the galaxy is fascinating and interesting, we are all taking a great risk and are just a hair's breadth from disaster. Like these poor souls here. Oops. That'll probably send the wreck spinning into the red dwarf star over there. Sorry. There I am getting all poetic about the poor souls on board, and now I've sent their shipwreck spiraling into a fiery doom. More decorum, Pew. More decorum, please. Whoops. Hey. Hang on, there is something else up ahead. Some sort of canister. Large survey data cache. Does that mean I can pick up all their exploration data? Let's hope they were on their way home then, as there would not be much data from a trip just 3,000 light years long. Oh, worse luck, I've just remembered I have no cargo hold whatsoever on this exploration ship setup. Also, my cargo hatch is disabled. Enabling that. Oh, dear. Where is that cargo hatch button? Nope. That's landing gear again. Sigh. No. That's silent running. Once again. I'm not doing that well.
Thermal signature restored.
Do you know? Since I had no use for it, I think I forgot to set on up with this new controls configuration. Probably can't pick this up anyway with no cargo hold. Hey. What? Where did it go? Did I imagine that whole thing? Very odd. When you have been out exploring so long that you start imagining you have seen shipwrecks, it is clearly time to take a rest. Therefore, for now, I'll bid you Good luck, commanders. And I'll see you out there.
Frameshift drive charging.
I've got a good feeling about this one. Oh, really? I might have known. Sam Isham again. Dirty pool old man, leaving nothing for others. Everything in the systems this commander visits appears to be scanned, down to the last tiny rocky moon. You know, I believe there are even a number of dust particles with Sam Isham's name on round here.